Hi guys, Andy here. I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I am bringing you my January update to the Eyemaggedon project pan. So if you want to hear everything I've been working on, what we're rolling in and rolling out, let's go ahead and just get on into it. If you don't know anything about this project, then I've been doing it since September, I believe. But it was created originally by Sophie Alexandra, where you build your own palette of your choice in size with your magnetic single eyeshadows. And you're to use each shade 3 times before rolling them out of the project. And if you have not used a shade within 3 months, you have to declutter it, no questions asked. So, I've been doing it since August. I have that written down, August. My dumminess. I literally have it written right there. So, we have some things, some updates and some things. So we're going to start from the shadows that have been in the longest. So I do have this 9 pan here, for those of you that are new. And then I also have these 3 shades because this one rolled in, and then I had these 2 bigger shades that obviously didn't fit. I would hope to eventually only have this 9 pan, but you know, I digress. So we are... Also, let me figure out again who this was. Because for any shade, I had Sonia. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm so sorry. She comments on like every single one of my videos, and I love you so very much. But on my last Eyemaggedon video, they asked if I could dupe any and all of my Eyemaggedon shadows in my palette collection. So that took forever, but I did that. So we're also going to go over that shade by shade because there were a couple that I could not dupe, which I think is super awesome. So starting with Copacetic Cosmetics Flourish, which is this shade right here, this beautiful green. I've still only used it the one time, which saves it from technically being decluttered, but I have not used it since September. It is a beautiful green shade, and I love it so very much. Flourish. Let me see. Do I have foliage, or did I just write it down incorrectly? I wrote it down incorrectly. No, I didn't. So, this is one of the shades in my collection that I could not dupe. There were 3 shades in my collection that I went through all of my palettes and I could not dupe them, or at least off of first glance, first swatch, first thinking of greens and palettes and things. This is a shade that I could not dupe in my collection, which is nice, which means if it's a shade that I'm going to use, then it's worth keeping because I don't have anything else like this in my collection. But that also means if this is the only one in my collection and I'm not using it, then do I need it? So I almost want to make a caveat rule that even if I've used a shade the one time to keep it from rolling out, if I haven't used it again, then I feel like I should still declutter them. Because I feel like I used a whole bunch of these shades the one time to keep them from automatically being decluttered, and then I just haven't touched them. To be fair, the end of the year came, and I was trying to just bust out a whole bunch of palettes, no pan left behind style, but still, let me know, should I give myself till the end of January? Should I give myself like till the end of the shadows go out currently, which would be March, like before I roll any new ones in, on if these shades should be decluttered, the ones I've already had in. Because I don't know, like I have not used this shadow since September. But it is very, very pretty. I do really like it. So, and I could not dupe it in my collection. So that is the shade Copacetic Cosmetics Flourish. We do have one use on it. Next we move on to Pretties for Your Face, Pure Imagination. Spoop. And Blazemir's chasing the light from Ian's phone. But this is Pretties for Your Face, Pure Imagination. It is one of their mega chromes, multi-chromes. This was from the like Willy Wonka collection. I've used this twice, and both times were in November. I really like this shade. This was another shade that I don't have anything like this in my collection. And this is a shade that like I don't want to get rid of. I do not care. This is so special in my collection that I will get that third use. It's gonna take me a second. It's the first of the year. Like shades with two uses. Now that it's the first of the year, I'm looking at the things that have been in since 2024. Like, how long should I give myself on those shades that have been in for a hot minute? So, let me know. But that one did not have a dupe either. So now we have Mango Margarita from Give Me Glow. And that's this big guy. It does have a nick in it from one of my nails. And this Natasha Denona Sunrise, the shade Carnelian, is literally a spot-on dupe for this shade. And I do not love these gigantic pans. Anyway, this is a really nice shade. I do really love this. I use this as a blush. I did use this one time in... He's trying to pounce. I think in November. I used green for August and November, but I would assume I believe I used this in November. And I used this as a blush, but I like the dupe is literally spot on, and it's in a palette, and the dupe is Natasha Denona. So this is a shade that I feel comfortable decluttering. So I used it the one time. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this Give Me Glow Mango Margarita. I did not get my highlighter out. Because declutters count as things that we can roll in. So, we have one. And in fact, let me grab my paper. Roll in. So we have one for sure. Okay, next. We have Pretties for Your Face, Hidden Treasure, which looks like... I always get nervous dropping Pretties for Your Face shades. Looks like this. I used it once, I believe in November. All right. Well, clean it up. This is the last shade that I could not dupe out of my whole collection. So again, I do really like this shade. These minty green shade, like all three of these green shades, they're shades that I do really like. So it's, do I need these and want to keep these? So we'll have to see how long it takes me. Am I only going to give myself the 1 month? But I only have the one use on this, so we're going to continue to try to work on it. Alright, so now we have Pretties for Your Face, A Frog Amongst Fairies. which is this. It's like a blue to purple to green shifting shade. So this one, my Lethal Cosmetics, I have a custom lethal palette. My second row bottom shade is a dupe for this, but I still really like this shade. I've only used it once out of 3 times in November, so we're gonna see. We're gonna keep working on it. I still haven't tried that lethal palette to know what I think of that formula, so there is that. Next, we have Pretties for Your Face Royal Rose, which I love this shade so much. I used it once in October, and that's been it. Where is this on here? So my Cleona Dragon Fruit palette, Dragon Teeny, is so similar to this, but I love this shade so much. I don't care. I need to work on these shades. Next we have from Give Me Glow, my other really big shade. This is the shade Sea Princess, and this is a spot-on dupe for the Viseart Water Lotus, the darker matte, and I actually have that right next to me. To be fair, I had Carnelian right next to me too. But this dark shade right here, I know they don't look like spot-on dupes, but in swatch, they are spot-on dupes for each other. So again, I have used this twice, so I only had one more use to get on this. This is super pigmented. It's a very nice shade. For these mattes, I don't like how big these pans are. I don't need them. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that since I have a spot-on dupe for it. If it was something unique to my collection, then it'd be a little different, but those I have spot-on dupes for, so I'm going to go ahead and just declutter them. So that is another roll out and roll in we will have. Next we have Pretties for Your Face Taffeta, which is another beautiful shade that I love. I've used this twice. I have one more use on this guy, but I have not used it since October. I just have a hard time reaching for these single shades. I have learned that, but I think I can get my final use on this, so. But that did have a dupe for it, and that was in my Iconic London Treat Yourself palette, and it was the shade Sweet Talker. So, but I have not tried that palette to see if I like the formula, so it's one of those. I need to do that. Next we have Pretties for Your Face Magical. I love using this as a highlighter. This has all 3 uses. I got them all. My final use was December 7th. So this one is actually a rollout because I hit my uses. And I think that is super exciting because that's the first one for me to hit all 3 uses. So that is done. Next, oh, and does that one have Pretties for Your Face Magical? So in my Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette, the shade Cupcake was a dupe for that, but I do not care because I really love the shade. It has a really nice dip on it. I feel like I could have hit pan on it if I really tried, but that is neither here nor there. Next, we have the shade Starry from Intrigue. I used this once in December, and I'm decluttering this. I do not like this on the face. I used it on the eyes. I did not enjoy it. Did I even look for a dupe for this? No, I did not, but I'm going to go ahead and declutter this, so that is going bye-bye. I just did not enjoy it, so that one is done. Boom, I think that's it for rollouts. Ah, through my pen. Fantastic. Yep, so next, because the next two I have not used yet at all. They were just rolled in. We have Copacetic Cosmetics Foliage. And this one, the Beauty Moon Cosmetics Hope and Bloom palette, the shade Bloom, is a dupe for this. And I really, really like that palette. I have not used this shade yet, so I need to use it once to see if I like this as much more than that shade in the palette. Because I do really like that palette.
What you want?
If you hear noises, Ian is now playing with Blazemere with the laser light because he needs played with right now. So that is staying in, and the last shade staying in is Pretties for Your Face, Candy is Dandy, which this is another one from that Willy Wonka collection. I have not used this at all yet. And this, the Gourmand Girls El Camino palette, the shade Hedonism, is a dupe for this in swatch, but I have not used this on the eyes, so again, the same thing applies. I need to see how I like this in comparison to that shade. So let me get everything straightened out, figured out, and we will see what we roll in. So sorry, I had a whole conundrum with what I was doing and how life was going to be with my single shadows. So we are rolling in 4 shades. Yay! And let's see, how many fit in here? Only 1 is going to fit in this. So to be honest, I kind of only want to roll in 1. We'll see what gets rolled in first. So for you guys, it's going to be on the screen. Let's see. What do we got? A Copacetic Cosmetic shade. So that would fit in here, and then we'd be down to just this palette, which would be nice, because then I would eliminate this guy. Or honestly, I could put, because the whole reason I wanted them in this Tarte palette was for the mirror, but I don't use the mirror. So maybe if I kept them in this palette and could see them, that would help. But either way, I think I'm just going to roll in the 1 shade. So let me go find it and I'll be right back. All right. So this is the shade Pool Party. I think it has like a green shift. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like a greeny shift. Ooh, it's a green blue to like a goldy yellow. That is very pretty. So like I said, 3 uses as per usual. For now, I think I'll keep them in this one just because I like this palette more. But I am excited that I freed up some space in my panning drawer because that's ultimately what I wanted. I'm sorry that I only rolled in 1 shade, but as you can see, I'm struggling with this project anyway, so I hope you understand. But that is going to do it for the January update. February, we don't have anything that forcefully can be decluttered as of this moment. Like I said, let me know down below what you think of those shadows that have been in since October, September of last year, even though I've only used them once. Like, what do you think should be the rule on those? I would love to know your thoughts and comments in the comments down below. Otherwise, that's going to do it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.